All
Okay,
right,
we're
cool.
recording. Awesome.
All right. Well, it is 8, and considering that, it's already late in the evening, which is, our normal scheduled time, we're going to go ahead on and get started. Don't want to keep you all too long, but there are just some things that I do want to go over. I might wait one more minute. I see some people kind of trickling in, so maybe one more minute to 8:02. I'm so impatient when waiting. Like I be like ready to as soon as I'm on the
I know,
call.
I am
Yeah.
too. Hey, I see Crystal,
Yeah.
Tanya, April, Leah,
Awesome.
um,
And
and
Cambria
I
just
see
came on.
Cam.
Yay.
Hey.
Cam, the girl with the pretty babies. Oh, they just so adorable. Um,
Camille's so bad. She's so cute.
and I'm loving your mama, girl. I am. Like, she's like my friend now. All right, so 8:02, and we're going to go ahead on and get started. We're going to cover like 4 topics today, and I really do want you all to ask questions if you have any about what we're going to be going over. You can either unmute yourself and ask it in that manner, or you can text it and I'll address it like that. So we're going to be talking about taking advice, being a product of the product, blitzing, and staying motivated. We have this awesome contest that's going on right now with these amazing benefits with the bonus, and also too, that's fine, Cam. Also too, just with the bonus, the income that comes with these levels, these ranks. So the bonuses are that fire to get us there. But think about the income that's coming your way. The diamond income is $1,900. That is some life-changing money. And the thing about it, that's only like the tip of the iceberg as far as the potential of earning that we can make, in the company. So, how do we keep that going? How do we, keep the momentum going? So the first point that I want to talk about is taking advice. And the reason why I'm starting with that is because there are going to be some pointers that are given. And for the growth of your business, it's very important that you you humble yourselves and you do take the advice, even if you're uncomfortable with it. If you're spanking brand new to the business, it's gonna be unfamiliar, to you, and we understand that and we expect it. But to take the advice, meaning that you're gonna have to get a little uncomfortable in order for you to build your consistency. I knew in the beginning I was not a fan of posting about the business because I didn't want to bother other people. And focusing on others is not why you join the business. You join because of yourself and the need for yourself and what you want for your family. So when thinking about that, if your sponsor is noticing that maybe you're having a struggle moment, or maybe you're not posting as often, or maybe your posts aren't reaching your audiences, or you're not there, they see your work. Okay, so they're seeing that you're not signing customers, you're not signing distributors, or like I said, your post may be a little too salesy. If they reach out to you, don't take offense to it. Take it as that they're wanting to see your business grow, and take the advice. So if you're given an example as to how to message, go ahead on and do that. If they ask for a screenshot of your conversation, which is something new that I've started doing, I find that it helps. That way I'm able to speak to it. That way, if they're leaving anything out, then I'm able to fill that information in for them. You take the advice and then you'll see the results. So it's things like that. Would anyone of my other leaders, Victoria or Cheryl or Brittany, would you all want to contribute anything as far as like to the taking advice piece?
Yeah, definitely. So I know for me, even if you are an ambassador in this company, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
okay, even if you are at the top of this company, no matter what, like it doesn't matter. You have to keep growing. You have to keep learning. You have to be coachable, and that's what's really important about this business. I know for me, there are some questions people ask. Let me see if I can find the answer to that, or like kind of play around with messages, or um, people might suggest, hey, you can do this or do that to get customers, like throwing ideas off of each other and stuff like that. And I still have leaders coming to me like, hey, you are doing great and blah, blah, blah. But, this could really, really help your business too. Because I know I would want somebody to kind of come to me and say, hey, like I've noticed like you haven't been signing any customers, or you've kind of slowed off on posting, like what's going on? Let's have a conversation. Or why aren't you signing customers? Why don't you have any possible loyal customers or possible distributors? And my answer to that is if you're sitting here and saying you don't have possible loyal customers or possible distributors, you aren't talking to people. You guys just ask yourself, do you know anybody with skin? Like, seriously, this is what our products are about. Do you have a network to work with, and you need to own it and work with it. So, and you have to be confident within it. I know Erica said when she first started, she had trouble posting on Facebook, and, I struggled with that too. But it's just something you have to get over and push through. So I think definitely being coachable and teachable is something that's very important.
All right. Anyone else? Or you have any questions at this point? All right. So thank you, Victoria. And I'll probably call on you again to get your opinion, or for you just to chime in. Next, we're going to move on to being a product of the product. Cheryl, the floor is yours, my dear. You're muted.
Okay, let me mute that. So, being a product of the product, that is what is really going to be the key to your success. No one's going to want to buy into anything that you're selling if you're not taking it yourself. If you don't believe in the product, they're not going to buy into it either. They need to see that passion and drive. Like, if you can't afford the product, just try to get one thing at a time. Or there's some other ways that you can, like, just try to get the wrap. And sorry, I should have sat down before I did this. And sell those, and then you can either you can use one or two and then sell the other two, and then that's paid that for you. But what you really have to do is sell your results. Results is what's going to bring you volume. Sorry. So think of your market. Like, if you've got fitness people, you want to, get New You, or, Shake, or the Profit, things of that nature, and start posting about that stuff. If you've got people who've got thyroidism, or, cholesterol problems, headaches, post about the greens, post about whatever. Look at your market and see what people are needing, and then you need to start from there. And you don't always have to be in the picture with the product. You just post the product of it. If you need help with pictures of products, we can send you pictures. We can help with that. But if you're not sharing your own results, people are not going to believe you. People are not going to want what you're selling. Like, oh, well, if you don't take your own stuff that you're selling, why would I want to take it? Right. But if you show you have to be a product of the product. They have to see you with it, and they have to see your passion for it. Like, what is it doing to you and your life? If people are having trouble getting their kids to take their vegetables, you know, that's a perfect way for the greens. Like if you're obsessed with one, they need to know that. They need to know why you are so obsessed with it. What does it do for you? That is going to be the best thing for your volume. Let's see what I was going to say.
I will say, sorry, it's Vicky. And sorry for people that are on here. I am traveling. I'm in the car right now, so that's why I have my video off. But I know when I first started, and I know this is for Cheryl and anybody else too, when we first started, we put a wrap on ourselves, and that is how we got our first 4 customers, and that's how we got ourselves to Diamond. Like, these are our results, you know, like people are going to believe you. Posting other people's before and afters are great. They are golden. That when people see yours, they're going to believe you. They know you. They are your Facebook friend or your Instagram follower for a reason. So that's why, you know, you can post your fat fighters. They're $25. Post your fat fighters with your cheat meal or energy when you're going through a mid-afternoon crash, or you know, anything like that. Your greens. I always tell people, I know when you first start, sometimes it can be a little bit of a money crunch, but I've always run my auto shipment because I've either, you know, sold wraps so I can run my auto shipment, or, you know, just really work hard to get fast start bonuses so I could run it, or anything like that. And I'll get greens on the go so I can either hand out as samples or, you know, bring with myself, or, you know, just so I could start using all the products and get all the products for myself, so I can be like, guys, oh my gosh, this is like the best stuff ever. You have to try it. And so, like Cheryl said, when you're using it, people are going to hop on the train.
Yeah, nothing sells better than your own results, because
Right.
they're going to be like, do you really know those people? I mean, and some of them we do and some of them we don't, and you can still be confident in saying, yes, I know them and they do work. But it's not, you'll see a big difference when you are using it. Like me, you know, just really think about your market too. And especially if it's something that you can relate to them, you know, start taking that. If we have ladies who are struggling with the change of life, you know, start really promoting the estro, what it does for that.
Mm-hmm.
So you just really got to look at your market, and you've got to post your own results, because that's the key to success.
Yep. And also too, when you're using the product, you're actually able to speak about what it's doing, and what that does is gives you confidence when it's time for you to talk about the product, and you don't have to constantly refer to the site. You don't constantly have to refer to the product label. You know what it's doing for you. You can speak firsthand what it does for you. I sell a lot of ThermoFit because I know what ThermoFit does for me. It suppresses my appetite. It increases my metabolism. It can knock off 2 additional pounds for me in a week. Okay,
Yeah.
so when people hear that, you know, you already, let's say, okay, you're already working out. You already have your regimen going. You may be losing like 3 pounds a week. Let's say 3 to 5 pounds on average, just depending on how your body burns. You take ThermoFit will burn, or for me, it burns an additional 2 pounds a week. So that can be anywhere from like 5 to 7 pounds in a single week. And this is real numbers for me. I don't know why I'm not using it right now, but but this is real. These are real numbers for me. And when I tell people that, I don't have a problem with selling ThermoFit just like that. And
No,
fat
you're
fighters,
like that.
yes. And
You're like, I know
but
that works. And, you know, you don't have to
yeah,
stutter, and that's the thing. Like, even if you don't know, like, I know Vicky has said it plenty of times, product coach, learn your products, so that when people ask you questions, even if you aren't taking them, you know it. Because, I mean, if there's some things that you're not taking, if you don't want to build muscle, you're not going to take New You, but there's also other reasons why you can take New You. So when they hear that confidence in your response, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
sold them.
and
Right.
also upselling is our the number one tool for you. Because I know the other night somebody came to me, hey, I really want to lose some pounds. Can I get some wraps? Well, wraps aren't really for weight loss or for tightening and toning. I think the system would be great for you. You want to start with the most pricey things. They might be like, oh, I don't know, like if you can say, it's $245 at retail, but $147 with my discount. They might say, $147 is a little steep. Okay, well, let's try the triple threat. That's, the ThermoFit greens and fat fighters. That's $92. I believe it's $92 still. No, I think it's $94 now because the fat fighters went up. $94. And they're like, oh, like, yeah, I could definitely do that. You know what I'm saying? So just go down and they're like, oh, if that's a little expensive, all right, well, let's do the greens and ThermoFit. Or, hey, like, let's play around with the price a little bit, So it's really good instead of, like, just saying, hey, this one product is all you need. No, start at the top and work your way down.
Another thing, too, put the post out there that I put a really good one out there today, and you all can go to my page if you want to, and it's about fat fighters. If you had a pill that can do 70% carbs, 30% fat, I think, and maybe I'm getting the percentages mixed up, for $25, would you do it? I had someone respond to me, and matter of fact, right before this call, I signed him up. His plan, so he thought, was to get fat fighters. His final sale wasn't even fat fighters. I let him know. I started with the system, and I mean, just verbatim, pretty much what Victoria just said is the way that my sale transpired. So I started with the system. I let him know all of what it was. I let him know what the price was, and then I went down to triple threat because not everybody wants the wraps. You'd be surprised how many people don't want wraps. They want the supplements. So I scaled that. I told him about triple threat. He was really set on this ThermoFit, but I know him and I know what he needs. I mean, not ThermoFit, fat fighters, but I know him and I know what he needs. So I recommended to him. I said, look, you really need greens and ThermoFit to get you started. He wound up doing that. And that was the sale opportunity for a customer.
What's going on? My thing.
ThermoFit
Sorry.
and
Hey, Erica,
greens.
I think you're freezing.
I'm sorry.
I think you're breaking up
Oh.
really bad.
Stretch that shirt out.
Oh, it's. Oh,
You're good
hold
now.
on, Maya. Are you on the internet, darling? Are you on the internet, Samaya?
You're good now.
Yeah,
okay,
you're good
I'm
now.
straight now.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all get the gist of it. So I'll move on. And the next thing is blitzing. How many of y'all really like blitzing? I know I'm comfortable with it now. In the beginning, like I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I'm like, when I'm out, I'm in my own zone. I don't want to be bothered. That was the way I was. I'm like, I'm with my girls. It's their time, the whole business. But once I started talking to people about the business or seeing the importance of blitzing, and if you're unfamiliar with the blitzing term, that's pretty much just walking up to a complete stranger and telling them about the business. Or you may not be walking up to them directly. They may be your server. They could be someone at the grocery store, at a department store. You can just be out with friends or what have you. Anyone who's like within arm length And they have like the 7-foot rule. Anyone that you see within 7 feet, you make an attempt to engage with them. You don't just walk up to them and say, oh, hey, I'm Erica, I'm with It Works. I think, you would be great with my business. Well, how do you know that? You haven't even held a conversation with me. So you have these small talk conversations, and the way that you break the ice is like say, okay, you are at a department store, or I blitzed someone last weekend at Yankee Candle. She was an awesome salesperson. Okay. She was very friendly, and I made a point to make eye contact with her. I did not have on any It Works gear other than the Blitz card that's on my purse. And I will recommend everyone just to wear some type of It Works up, even if it's the bracelet, a T-shirt, some type of green, something. That way it keeps your mind connected with what you're doing when you leave your house. So I made the connection with her, and I just really paid attention. I was asking her specific questions, like, I said, you seem to love your job. Is this all that you do? And they may tell you yes or no. And like, are you looking for something else? Are you looking to make extra money? She said, I'm always looking to make extra money. I said, good. I said, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time here because you're at work. Are you on Facebook? So I went on ahead and friended her on Facebook. I messaged her that same day. Matter of fact, like, I think before I even got out the store. And I follow up with her. So we'll be having a conversation, and it takes some time, but that's a part of building a relationship. It's extremely effective. You start the conversation, ask them how they're doing, and be genuine about it, and be prepared to listen. That's the way it works for me. I find it very easy to blitz and to talk, because I like to talk to people. So so that's just the way it is for me. So I would ask if anyone has a question about blitzing. Do you have any hang-ups about blitzing? Or I'm just going to ask right now. So if you don't have any questions, then I'll ask Victoria or Cheryl or even Crystal, anyone on the call, if you have anything to contribute that you would like to add to it, or a concern that you have. If not,
Or if you have a blitzing story. Oh, crap. Sorry. Sorry. If you have, yeah, if you have a blitzing story from this week or someone you blitzed, please share.
Please do if you have one.
What's your favorite?
I'll share in just a second when I get out of the car.
Okay, Cambria asks, how long did it take to get comfortable blitzing? I dared myself to do it. So it didn't take long. I think to be honest with you, I may have been a couple of weeks into the business before I did it. So it wasn't like it was months or anything like that. I was kind of eager to build at the time when I joined, considering the posting issues that I had. So it didn't take long to do it, but I would say have that mindset before you leave the house. Be prepared to talk to someone before you leave your house. Have your business on your brain before you leave your house. And you may throw a shirt on, you may throw your bracelet on that comes in your kit. Just have the mind to talk to someone. And so it didn't take me long, Cam, to do it. But I would say if you haven't done it, just do it. Push yourself, dare yourself, muster up the nerve, because once you do it once, you're going to find out it's not that hard to do, and you've broken your ice. So, and you've also you've gotten a little uncomfortable so that for your ultimate comfortable level. So so that's that. Does anyone else have anything about blitzing, any success stories that you yourself may have experienced?
Yes, I actually had one this weekend. So can you guys hear me okay? No?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. All right. So this weekend I was in Savannah, Georgia, and if anybody knows, Savannah is the number one spot for St. Patty's Day in the whole U.S. So we got an Uber from our house um, into downtown, and so our Uber driver came. I prospect everybody. I just look at them and like, okay, I'm gonna talk to them about it.
Mhm.
Even if you have a job, even if you like love your job, whatever, that's awesome. If anybody asks me, they're like, oh, is Uber all you do? She's like, oh no, I actually just graduated from college. I'm trying to figure out life and stuff like that. And she's like, I'm actually kind of like, because she's asking, what do I do? I always say, like I have my own business. Um, Even when I was working my two jobs, whatever, I was always saying I have my own business. But like, oh, what's your business? That's really awesome. You can say, have you heard of It Works before? No, I actually haven't. It's a health and wellness. She's like, oh my gosh, are you serious? I've really been wanting to get into health and wellness. That is completely awesome. So we talked about it because we had a 30-minute car ride together, and we talked about the whole way because she had so many questions. And right there, I was like, hey, let me add you on Facebook. And so I added her. She just graduated from college down in Georgia, and she has a great network. She's an Uber driver, so she's in contact with how many people a day, too, on top of all of her current network. So that was my Ubering story, or my my blitzing story from the weekend. I also talked to a lot of other people from the bachelorette party itself about the greens, because if anybody knows. My sisters and her friends got a little wild, so I got them some greens because it was a detox, so they weren't waking up with a hangover, and they're firm believers now. So yeah, it's something really simple. Wear your apparel out. I get questions all the time. Oh my gosh, what is It Works? What is this greens? Because I have a shirt that says Greens Queen. I'm like, what's Greens Queen? Like, what is this stuff? And so it's a great way to open up a conversation, or putting a Blitz card on your purse, anything like that.
Yep, and people are bold. They will really approach you and ask you about what you're wearing. They're not shy. So sometimes that may even take out the uncomfortable aspect of blitzing if they are meeting you, but you make sure that you bridge it, make sure that that you're talking to them and that you engage and hold a genuine conversation. Don't be fake with it, because they'll be able to sense that if they feel like you are interviewing them. That is a complete turnoff if you sound like a salesman. So the way that you're holding a conversation with whoever you're at the table with, or whomever that you're out with, or the way that you would just hold a general conversation, you hold that exact same type of conversation with them, but in your head that you have a purpose for this. All right, you're trying to get them really on your social media, and you're trying to get them on a phone conversation so that you can talk to them about it. All right, so since we've all go on, I'm sorry, does someone else have something else?
I do.
Okay.
So yesterday, I'm coming home, and I'm like, I really want a Diet Dr. Pepper. So I stop at the gas station and I pick up one, and the cash register, the lady, as soon as I walked in, she's like, hello, how you doing? And I mean, just the whole time she is promoting, I don't even know what the gas station was, the business, because she was like, have you got your 6 yet? And I'm like, no. She's like, do you have your card? And I was like, oh yeah, I finally got one. And she was like, well, you need to go get the app. I mean, just, she's blitzing me on the gas station, on the company. I'm like, man, you are really good at this. You should become a distributor. Have you ever thought about making extra income? And she was like, I don't know. And she's like, who are you with? And I told her I was with It Works. And she's like, oh, I've heard of it, but I don't have time. I said, well, you'd actually be surprised how much time you would have, and how easy it is, because you don't really have to have a lot of time to work it. And you can work it as you're working for a Speedway. I think it was Speedway. And I said, you're doing a really great job promoting them. They should definitely recognize you for that. So we just went on and off. She's like, well, friend me on Facebook and let me see what you got and stuff. I mean, people who are that bold and that outgoing, those are the people you want to blitz, because they see the vision, they see the drive. They're not, I mean, I see the vision and I see the drive too, but I'm not gonna lie, I get nervous at first when I start talking, and then it just flows, and then I can't stop. But yeah, it definitely, those kind of people you want to just blitz them. And my favorite one is, because I don't want to have to talk a lot, is blitz them through the drive-through. If I'm going to Wendy's getting my daughter a Frosty and fries, I'm like, here's a coupon for you. You did such a great job. Thank you for serving me. And then you just drive off, and they got your information. So do those a couple times, and that will build up your confidence.
Right.
Blitzing.
All right. You just got to do it, guys, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Just do it. You know, we bind ourselves up so much with fear and all this unnecessary anxiety. It's like, just pause it and just step forward, because this is a fun job. We enjoy it. It's fun. And if you take the stress out of it and take the, oh, this is work, oh, I have to get so many people, it's going to feel stressful. So just relax and just engage and hold conversation with people. So the next point, and thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Cheryl, and thank you, Vicki, for chiming in. We're going to move on to staying motivated. And Crystal, if you're on the call, I hate to call on you like that later on. I'm going to ask that you give a little, because you are phenomenal at it, and I really do admire you. If you're even still on the call, you're still on there. All right, so staying motivated. How do you stay motivated when you have so many other things that are pulling at you? It's the middle of the month. You're not halfway to where you want to be. You're looking to the left and to the right, which you need not do that. You keep your head forward and you work. How do you stay motivated? You stay motivated, for one, and I hope that everyone is on the same accord where I'm about to go. You have to have an abundant amount of faith, because you have to really believe in yourself, that who you see, like the Joel Dunn and the Pam Souter and the Renessa Browns. And if you don't know who those people are, let me know. You need to be following those individuals. You stay motivated by, you have to have an abundant amount of faith. You have to give your business to God first. And I can't speak from any other angle initially until I give credit to God for it, because when I'm at my end and I don't have anything else to pull from as far as motivation, He's my source. So that's the first thing. All right, that's the very first thing before I do anything. Secondly, follow the steps that were given in the call. Follow the advice that you're given. Go ahead on out and blitz and be a product of the product. All of these things keep you motivated because you're actively working your business. You have to show up for yourself in order for you to, to stay plugged in. If you're not working, you won't be motivated to continue to work because you're not doing anything. Or if you're working and it feels like you're doing this little crazy rat race, reach out to someone to see, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting customers? Why am I not promoting? Why am I not, getting more distributors on? Show up at these meetings here, these Zoom conferences, conference calls that we have. I get life from these. And also too, if you can make an event, show up at an event, follow someone and watch their live video. Reach out to your sponsor, talk to someone. You don't have to go through this by yourself if you're feeling some kind of way about your business, about the culture of the business, or just about yourself in general. If you have a full plate, you stay motivated by, like I say, just remaining active. And I know I get a lot of energy when I'm working, when I'm messaging people, and sometimes I have to just do my 10 messages or my 15 messages, and just, it may be a copy and paste thing, but sometimes you just got to just put the work in. You put the work in, you make sure that your buffer is loaded, or if you're manually posting, make sure that you post, make sure that you have effective posts. Don't do the graphic posting, all right? Don't just do pictures only. People are not going to respond to that. Also, too, get them on the phone. That keeps me motivated when I'm actually talking ear, mouth to ear to someone other than just the text. They can hear the passion in your voice, and that gives me a little more life in the business as well, if I'm able to actually like connect with them. So if it's just me messaging them and they're telling me, oh, I don't have time, and if I leave it up to that, and if I leave it up to them to tell me when they're going to get back with me, then that's kind of demotivating for me. But if I'm like, okay, well, when can we talk? When are you free? All of that, those interactions, I'm an energy person. So all of those interactions, I need that. I need that to keep me going. I need that for me to send out my next message. So I would encourage you all to do that. So I would, at this point, does anyone have any questions about, well, before we do that, Crystal, do you mind contributing about motivation? Because like I say, I really look at you when it comes down to it. You motivate me and on an elevated level, and I don't think you really know how much you do.
Oh, thank you, Erica. And nah, I don't mind at all. Can y'all hear me okay though?
Yeah.
For me, I think it is just knowing your why. I've done my testimony on Facebook. Most of you have probably already heard it multiple times at this point, but I know what my life was before it works. And that's enough to keep me pushing, no matter how frustrated, how slow, how many disappointments and letdowns I experience in my business. That is enough for me to keep going, because for me, it's not optional. I can't go back to, being in debt and having lack and having to tell my children no, and just that whole uncertainty of what my life is going to look like years from now. I always try to think long term. And so for you guys, listening in tonight, I would just say, like, don't focus on now. I tell my team all the time, like, the worst thing that you can do is quit your business and continue to watch me not give up. Because what's going to happen is a year from now, you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, what if I hadn't have given up? What if I stuck with it? Where would I be today? So yeah, I compare myself to other people's journeys. I'm not going to lie. But I don't compare myself to other people and allow it to get me down. I use it as motivation. When I see, Ronnie and Fallon and all of these millionaires doing well, I'm like, okay, what are they doing? So I start watching their videos. I'm always teachable. Like, I never want to get to a place where I feel like I know it all in this business or in life in general. So, I still try to hop on these calls that we do every Sunday night. I try to always put myself in a humble place where I'm able to learn something new, because I think that's key. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I think for me too, y'all, like, there have been times where I'm just like, okay, I'm sick and tired of talking to people right now. Like, you talk to 20 people, I've talked to like 20 people at a time through Messenger, and it's like nobody's saying yes, nobody wants to buy, nobody wants to join. Take a minute. If you gotta walk away, you need to take your 5 minutes and vent or pray or whatever. Do that. Even if you wake up and you don't feel like doing anything concerning your business, if nothing else, add some people to your friends list. If you don't do any more than that, just add some people to your friends list on Instagram and Facebook, and that's still working your business. And the last thing that I'll say is, and I know Erica already touched on it. I think we have to remember that without God, like, this will not work. Okay, we're called It Works, but it works if we keep God in first. If we keep Him first. There have been so many times where I've woke up and I immediately hop on Facebook and I immediately start messaging people and I immediately log on to eSuite because I'm just so hungry for it. I want diamond, I want triple, I want double and then triple, and I want to be ambassador, I want to be black diamond, I want to be black diamond 2.0. Like, I want that. I know it's gonna happen. But we can never get in a place where we think it's going to happen in our own strength. Like, oh, I don't have to talk to God yet because I'm just going to, sign up a few people first and then I'll holler at Him later. Like, I have had to really make myself, like, I've had to have some come to Jesus moments with myself because I was so hungry for it that I was putting Him behind the business. And we can't do that. Hold on, baby girl. Hold on. So yeah, that's definitely what I would stress to you all. And also be prepared for the letdowns. This is the most trying month of my entire career with It Works, my entire time with It Works. I have had people that I have talked to, and I'm talking about family, that were supposed to join me. They were interested. They want to be a part of my team. And then I found out they joined a whole nother team. And I'm from a small area. So, that's heartbreaking when you realize that somebody right here in your small town that you're related to is now in a different team, and you talk to them way before the person that they joined under even joined the business. So I've had some major heartbreaks. I've had some major trials this month, but we have got to know that when it feels like everything is coming down on us in our business, it means that we are on the brink of a new level. We are on the edge of a major breakthrough. I am going diamond this month, and I recognize that what's happening is just part of that process because I'm that close to my next promotion. I'm that close to my next level in my business. So you guys have to embrace every aspect that comes with this business. The heartbreaks, the letdowns, the no's, the disappointments, the slow seasons, all of a part of the process. If you woke up tomorrow and you were ambassador, would you be equipped to lead an ambassador team? If your answer is no, you've got to trust the process of you growing into the leader that you need to be to lead an ambassador team. So as hungry as I am for ambassador, I recognize that I still have a lot of growing to do before I can lead that kind of team, that big of a team. So embrace the process, keep God first, and focus on your why. That's it.
Yes, girl, drops the mic. All right, Cora. Yeah, Cora just raised her hand. Do you have something to say? You can unmute yourself. Or were you just saying like amen, raising your hand?
No, she said she joined. She has 6 LCs. Awesome. And she said now that she's struggling to get a DT, but I don't think she used the word struggle. She said, how do we get our DTs? Cora, am I saying that right? Because that message came in kind of fast. You can unmute yourself. Yeah. Okay,
I'm so sorry. So I just started on the 14th, and I do have 6 LCs, and now I'm gonna try to get some distributors. But like I'm really hard on myself and driven, but I'm also sometimes impatient with myself. So if it's not moving like how I think it should be, or because I'm looking at everybody else, I get frustrated. And I know I just started. I'm just trying to figure out how long it took you all to get where you are. And like, I just can see success, like I can taste it. And I don't want to be too hard on myself to where I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Like, I know I just started.
Yeah, so I will say that everyone moves at a different pace. So if you already have 6 LCs, that's amazing. That is awesome. I will say when I first joined the business 2 years ago, March 2nd of 2015. I did not work my business the first 2 weeks. So I was like, I don't know about this. This is a little weird. And I don't know. And I got to, my sponsor Priscilla said, hey, come to this one team, one mission with me in Roanoke. And I got off work in Roanoke at 7 and I ran over there. And I walked in and it was just like mind blowing. It was, we got to see the Black Diamonds, Joel and Stephanie Dunn talk, and Pam and Kay Souter, which, they're our corporate leaders and stuff like that. And Kay is an ambassador now. And just seeing the possibilities, because I joined and I didn't really know a why deep down inside of me. I was just like, I want money. And that's all I knew, because I knew I was struggling. And that's where I was just like, I just want money. Like I just need to get out of this stressful situation. And I will say, after I went to that one team, one mission, it changed my entire business because I found a why inside of me that was bigger than me. I saw if, they're making that kind of money, I want that for me, but I want that for my friends. I want that for my family. I don't want to see people struggle the way they are. So I just got out there and, I had a new confidence, and that's very important in this when you're talking to people. I talk, hey, we have a $10,000 bonus on this line. Talk to your friends, talk to your family. And I will say, some of your friends and family won't join. That is fine. My family personally does not support me in this, and that's fine. I have a couple sisters that are loyal customers, but other than that, the only family that I have that is a distributor is my cousin Leah and my cousin Sharon. Those are the only ones. All of my other ones have literally harassed me and have had to block some of my family from my Facebook, and that will happen. And it's not to discourage you, that's to say there's so many other people out here that need this opportunity and want this opportunity. You don't even understand how many people out here need an extra income and want an extra income and want to change lives and have a drive for something bigger. So, it is the messaging, it is the talking to other people, it is, staying consistent and posting and, being, keeping up with your list and follow-ups and anything like that. So if you feel like I'm struggling to get a distributor, I don't know how to talk to them about it, why did you join? Why were you like, oh, this is the opportunity for me? Because I was like, this is such an awesome opportunity. We're offering these awesome bonuses. I'm going. When I first started, I didn't have a story. So I was sharing my sponsor's story all the time because I was like, she retired as a teacher and she's making an average of $6,000 a month. And so is her husband. And so together they're making $12,000 a month, as Double Diamonds. And they've gotten, she's been able to quit her job, and I'm going to be there. And, I'm going for Diamond this month, and it's, or you could say I'm going for Ruby this month and it's an extra 500. Are you looking for an extra 500, or you're also eligible for, when I tell people they're eligible for a $10,000 bonus, do you know how excited they get? So you just have to realize, for me is I had to realize what I had my hands on. And when I first joined, I didn't realize that. It was kind of like, I need money. I don't know how to get it really. I know I need to learn. And like Crystal said, especially as leaders, and all of you are leaders because you join this company, you will be, promoting through the ranks. You will be growing as a leader, and you're always growing as a leader. You have to be constantly learning, and that was how I was, especially. I'm always constantly learning, but, really educating myself in the beginning on the product. So now, I have no problem whatsoever telling anybody about any of the products. They have a certain question, hey, I know that. Or if I'm like, oh, this, there might be some things I still need to look up, but it's educating yourself. Or, hey, this certain part of the aspect of the business or the comp plan or this and that and the third. You don't have to learn all this in one day. That's not what I'm saying at all. But, it's constantly growing, constantly learning, and just knowing what you have your hands on. This comp plan is like no other. And I didn't realize that in the beginning either. I was like, oh, yeah, people are just making crazy money. But I didn't realize how they were making money. If you sign a distributor, that's $100 bonus when they get their first 2 customers. And that's one thing I do say to a lot of people, for every distributor you sign, you get $100 bonus. So if you sign 10 people right there, that's like $1,000, you know? And so it kind of gets people's brains ticking. And, you know, like everybody else said, you know, one thing that is why I'm successful and why I've gone through the ranks is because of God. Like, I would not be here if it was not for him, you know, like you don't understand, like, you know, praying and getting closer to him, you know, like, God, you bring me the people you want to be in this business. You bring the people that need to get healthier. This is for you. This is not for me. I'm doing this to give back to you. So it's all changing your mindset and just staying positive and surrounding yourself with positive people, positive things. And that's why I really like this team, because we support each other more than anything. You know, if something, you know, if you're having a bad day or somebody may have commented something negative on your post or whatever, we back each other up. We're family. So sorry, that was a little long-winded, but that's what I got.
Thank you, Victoria. And, you know, the one thing I will say is, you know, Cora, you were asking how long did it take? I mean, our goal, yes, we have like end of month goals and things like that we have set for ourselves, but make sure that you are presenting this opportunity to each and every customer that you talk to, because so many customers are now distributors. And even before they sign on to be a customer, make sure that you are really emphasizing the opportunity, because they might change their mind. You can let them know, well, let's say, okay, they want to buy the system, okay, or they want to buy like any product. You can put the difference of that or subtract the difference of that. Hey, you know that you can have your own business for $100. You'll have a straight up legit business for $100. You have the opportunity to make your $100 back, you know, and it's things like that that you know that you would tell them to really trying to bridge them over to becoming a customer. And your faith base is all, honestly, that and some work. Faith without work is dead. You have to, you know, just be ready to work and stay motivated. You have the drive and the passion, but don't beat yourself up, because then you're going to get stressed out and it's going to start feeling like work. It's going to start feeling like your 9-to-5 job, and that's not what we want. So so we are at 8:52. I went a little over, 8:53. Went a little over. Does anyone else have any final questions about any point of it? May it be from taking the advice to blitzing, to staying motivated, to products. I saw something flash on the screen and I wasn't looking. I don't know what that was. I don't know if somebody left or what.
I said I was saying thank you. I had messaged it.
Oh, okay. You're welcome. So if does anyone else have anything? Oh, Rhonda, yes, your baby.
Actually, I do have a question. I want to know, what is your like most awkward blitz moment, and how did you overcome it?
My blitz. Okay, I'll tell you this. I was at a clothing store, and I'll try to make it real quick. I was talking to this young lady, and I promise you, everything I said, she countered. It didn't matter. I could say the sun was out. Nah, I see a little clouds. The grass is green. Nah, it looked a little pink to me. I mean, she was just negative. It didn't matter what I said. And at that point, I withdrew, because what I have to understand is that I am presenting these individuals with a wonderful opportunity. And if in this moment, with all of my awesomeness and all of the wonderful things that I'm going to tell you, if your ear is just not willing to say yes, I really have to question whether or not I even want you on my team. And I'm gonna just be straight up with you like that, you know, and it's not to sound negative, but we have a very short window to try to assess a person's character when we're blitzing. And I'm gonna present it, but if you're just negative, 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 all right, I will say, can I friend you on Facebook? I will still ask them that. 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you yes. They might immediately unfollow you as soon as they get you on, but I will still say, get them on Facebook or Instagram. Send them a message anyway and say, hey, you know, I'm here to answer any question that you may have. I'd like to speak with you in a little more detail. I know that we were at your shop. It was a little uncomfortable, and I did that. Okay, and we actually talked on the phone, but we talked on the phone. She still was the same way. All right, she was still the same way. At that point, I just had to let her go. And I'm like, all right, boo, you don't want it. I can't make you want it. And you on to the next one. That's pretty much it. On to the next one. It's like, if they don't work, then I have 50 million other people that I could be talking to. I am not going to stress myself out over someone who's not positive and who is just rejecting not only, you know, me, but the opportunity. I can't make you want it. So I don't know, you know, I hope that helps, because sometimes you just gotta be real with the situation.
Okay, and that definitely makes sense. So they don't want to accept anything. You just got to move on and go on to the next. So
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, you still get them onto your social media so that they can see, because sometimes it take a little persuasion in that manner where, you know, they have to see how serious you are, because some folks are skeptics just off top. But try to get them in your world, your Facebook world, your Instagram world, so that they can see what these products are. Still reach out to them and ask them, say, hey, you know, it was really nice meeting you. Do you have a moment to talk, or can we meet up? You know, like, of course, you're in the store, you're in the area. You know, do you have a moment, you know, where we can sit down, maybe have some coffee? You invite them into your world. And if at that point they say no, they're on Facebook, so they're going to see you. Okay? They're going to see you, unless they unfollow you or unfriend you or whatever. But they're going to see your work. So you, at that point, you've really exhausted all of your options, other than beating them and dragging them and say, hey, you know, you're gonna sign, but you know, who can do that? So, you know, no one can do that. So yeah, at some point, and we have to learn to let people go. All right, we have to learn to let them go. So that might be a topic for our next meeting. Woo. So ladies, it is 8:57. If you all have another question, we got like about 2 more minutes, and I love to answer it for you. If not, then we are going to close out the meeting.